everyone? My name is Yuntow, and today we're doing some Mechwarrior Online, but with a special treat. That's right, I get to teach my younger brother how to play Mechwarrior Online. Now, my brother, his screen name is Kaycee, has been playing a lot of games for a long period of time. You know, what can I say? He rubs off a little bit off on me, and he's pretty good. He's pretty solid. He plays a lot of Counter Strike, Siege, a lot of like kind of games I used to play, a lot of Star Wars Battlefront, but he's never really got into MechWarrior Online. And so I talked to him about it, and I learned a couple of things. I learned one, he only played an urban mech and a potentially a no lock on learn mech, which probably would lead to some tough situations. And I was like, no, Kaycee, let's have you play a light mech. That will simulate some of the stuff we're gonna do. We're gonna go over all that again, but we're gonna help him try to learn how to the game. I'm gonna play an alternate. First, I want to like watch him play, see if I can get him to the right mech, and then go from there. So let's get started.
What up, man?
Big chillin'. Are you excited to play some MechWarrior Online with me?
I am. I'm glad that I tried to log in before because I forgot my password and everything. So it took me a couple minutes
Well,
to get that.
congratulations, you got past the first step, the trial by fire, logging in.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I know we talked a little bit about this prior. I think because of your experience in playing a lot of quick time, quick killing shooter games like Counter Strike, Siege, and things like that, um, I think that you would enjoy playing light mechs. Now, the reason being is because they're a lot more mobile, they're a lot more quicker, which in a lot of those games we just talked about, mobility is pretty important. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
I like trying to flank people and stuff.
right, exactly. And playing assaults and heavies, while you can kind of do that, that's when it's like, and I'm assuming you would know more about this, but in the later parts of Siege, where it's all about that map awareness and knowing where to like set up and where to deploy,
Oh
uh,
yeah.
that's where MechWarrior Online comes in with heavies and assaults. Like and with the benefit of playing light mechs is that you get to see more of the map. You're quick as heck. You can go anywhere you want. So now you could die anywhere you want with that playstyle. But I think though that kind of combination of what you're used to and what the light mech can do for you, I think it's what's really going to help you out. So that's what we're going to focus on today. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Bet.
First things first.
I do want you to know it was
Yeah.
probably like 3 or 4 years ago that I played this because my name in here is still Axion.
Oh. So these are your four light trial mechs starting off. Now you can click on them, and if you hover over them, you can see on the right what kind of weapons they have. So this mech is a 121, so fairly quick for a light mech. Has jump jet capabilities and has machine guns. Now machine guns are cool because once you destroy the armor on a mech, which we'll go over what that looks like in a second, it will cause potential crit chances on the internal components. So if they have a bunch of guns in that, or worst case scenario, ammo, and you open up that arm or whatever, and you start shooting the machine guns, it will potentially crit the ammo, exploding the ammo and causing more damage to the internals of the mech, which is pretty
Oh,
sick.
badass.
Now, but as you might imagine, with machine guns, you run out of ammo fairly quick. So
Yeah.
it's high DPS, not a lot of damage until you've opened up the structure. Let's go to the next mech, the Javelin. All right, so there you go. Now, this one has 6 SRM2s. SRM2s, lots of damage. You just got to hit your shots. It's close range as well. So you just got to click and fire. Now, you'll notice in the top right, speed 140, I think that's 5 or 8. So a lot faster than Mistlanes, and has jump jets as well. Now, it is a inner sphere mech, and what that means is that it has an engine called an XL engine. And that means if you lose your side torso on this mech, it explodes and dies instantly because it's an inner sphere mech. Clan mechs, I'm probably going into way too much detail right now, but because you haven't even bought, if you have 4 million C bills, you're probably still going through cadet bonus. The first like 50 games, you get extra C bills, and then you can buy whatever mech you want. Unfortunately, I don't think there's a sale.
4 million a lot.
It's no. They're like some of the most expensive mechs are like 18 million. So 4 million is not bad. You could buy a light mech with that 4 million. Incubus, yeah, moving on, is no jump jets, clan mech, 130 kph. It has 2 heavy large lasers and 4 light machine guns. Now, 2 heavy large means that it takes a long time for it to fire again, causes a lot of heat, but does a good amount of damage. And then the light machine guns are normal machine guns, but they have a little more range, but they do a little less damage. But you can kind of skirmish with it a lot more. And then lastly, we have yeah. Go ahead, ask questions anytime.
Are the lasers like for like taking down armor?
So most weapons in the game are used to do damage, which at first is always armor, and then you break the structure. You can
Yeah.
lose light machine guns and armor. It's still damage. It just has an extra benefit when you tear through that armor and start hitting the structure inside.
Okay.
So
Okay.
everything does damage, and everything you want to use, like there's not a weapon system you're not going to want to use at all. It just kind of depends on your
Okay.
flavor. Now, in my opinion, using lasers are one of the easiest weapon systems to use because it's just simply trace, point, and click. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So we're going to the last one, the fire starter. Now, those ones got a little bit of JJs. Now, comparatively to the Mistlinks and the Javelin, this has less JJs, and it's because there's a mechanic in the game where you, instead of holding down your space bar, your jump jet button, you tap it in order to quickly turn your mech to the left or right. This is useful in a lot of times when you're just trying to fire at somebody and you expect them to shoot at you. Tap it, turn, and their shots will hit your arm, or maybe not even hit you altogether because of how the mech works. But that's an advanced technique. But that's it's good, kind of good to know. It's not the fastest of all these mechs, but it is the most tonnage of all the light mechs. The highest or the heaviest light mech you can have is a 35 tonner. It shoots 6 small lasers, which is, just very close range lasers, and then 2 snub-nose PPCs. Now, snub-nose PPCs are a projectile weapon that when you fire it, it does a good amount of damage. They usually are pretty hot. So it's this is a mech that's meant to kind of jump jet a little bit, fire some of those PPCs, and then scamper away, keep on rinsing and repeating, eventually whittling down the enemy, though your small lasers can do some good damage. Now, there's a lot of other things you can see, like there's quirks that go into great detail about specific reasons why you play certain mechs. Like some might have, you could see better heat, better range, more ammo for machine guns, all sorts of stuff. And usually the competitive mechs in the game are comprised more of like what the quirks are going to be and how it makes a certain weapon system better. So that's where a lot of that
Okay.
comes in. Now, I was encouraging you that maybe we buy a mech, but let's have you do a trial mech for now. So which out of the four do you think you would enjoy playing?
I feel like the mist.
Mistlings. It's a good choice. It's got a pretty good hitbox. Has a little bit of survivability with its jump jets on it. So go ahead and you want to go back to home. And then, yep, you still have it selected. Now you go to top right. Do me a favor and actually hit, no, other top right. You're going to hit quick play. Wait, are you almost out of tier 5? Huh, okay. So
I
how
am.
this game ranks or puts you is that there's an elo system, and they call them tiers. Tier 5 is what everybody starts in, and then there's tier 4, tier 3, tier 2, tier 1. Now, with the population of the game, apparently there's more players in tier 5, tier 4 spectrum than there is in the other tiers. However, you do sometimes get pulled into the lower tiers.
Oh,
Um,
okay. So when I get to higher tiers, will I be like going up against like better opponents?
Yes and no. I would say that usually going into higher tiers is supposed to put it in such a world where it's like, hey, you've done well enough in your games that you're gaining elo, and you are going to be matched against other people with similar elo. Uh, so ideally, yes, it should be better players. However, there's a lot of ways to get to tier 1, and some of them are not always the most what's a good word for it? Indicative of your skill. Sometimes you can just farm numbers and just be the guy who, like, maybe you lose all your matches, but you can actually still go up in tier with you losing every single match.
Hey, do
Oh,
you want
okay.
some advice for what to do on this map?
That was Rhoda, who is my mech tech. Usually they're the best when coming up with any kind of mech build. For the first match, I wanted to see how he plays and see what he does, and then we're gonna get more and more into it.
Okay, fair enough.
So you have speed. The only tip I'm going to give you starting off is that you have speed, you have JJs, that's a lot of mobility. Never stand still if you can avoid it. Now, you can run back to your friends, you can go off into some random area, but just try not to stand still for any time, a period of time.
What's take command? It's probably not a good thing, huh?
So taking command allows you to issue special commands into the game. It doesn't mean people have to follow them. There's no like incentive for people to follow them necessarily, other than maybe some
Oh,
teamwork.
okay.
So
Oh, okay. Dude, I don't remember any of them.
No worries.
It's been so long that I've played this.
Well, this is part of the fun, right? Is just getting to be in a mech and do stuff. Direwolf, I will refund your channel point because I'm not gonna make his gameplay tougher by making it to where he can't press the W key. Now, I will honor it whenever I start playing. So, chat already been like, he's fine. Just make it to where he can't go forward anymore.
Right.
Only reverse into combat.
Show them my back.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a new player, Direwolf. I wanted him to play the game more, not, hey, here's your first experience. Now, here's all the things you can't do now. So, we're all going to sit back, relax. I'm not going to try to commentate on anything too crazy. But then we can see how this match goes. So, good luck. Now, if you got questions, of course, you're always more than welcome to ask. So.
Oh man, we're cooking.
Oh yeah, look at those sensors coming online.
Power optimal. Shield's good. Joystick functional.
Now, friendly fire is in this game, so be thoughtful about that.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it's like a tank? Oh, dang, I'm fast as heck.
Yeah, you were playing a lot of slower mechs prior to this, so. Now, it's always a good.
Dang,
just to give you
where
like
everyone going?
you can see all your teammates; they're all around you, right? You can run into them, do damage to them that way too. Not usually enough to kill them, but.
Oh, so is it saying my rear is very vulnerable?
Typically, your rear armor has the lowest amount of armor. In competitive gameplay, most people will even reduce their rear armor to like 1 to 3.
I'm gonna be plowing through trees.
Now, usually it's a good.
Oh, it's like tank movement.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And so that arrow in front of you kind of tells you where your forward-facing mech is. Now, that's going to be the hardest thing as a light mech, is just getting comfortable with your movement. Tap your jump jet so you can see what that feels like. There you go. And you can do that while moving, too. Yeah, so it kind of gives you like a little glide. And you can take fall damage. So right now there is a bunch of enemies somewhere on the map. So be thoughtful when you're checking corners. Like, sometimes you want to give yourself a little bit of berth. You want to use your JJs. And you imagine that if your team is in a spot, then if they're not seeing an enemy in their spot, then they might be somewhere to your left.
D3 C3 area. A heavy assault.
DC 3.
Now remember, don't stand still. Always be moving.
Oh, yeah.
Use your JJs. You have JJs. You can fly over and peek over a hill real quick, you know. Yeah, those reds are enemies. And if you see an enemy, you can press R and it will give a little reticle around them. There you go. So now you can see what that is. It's a Viper.
Oh, I can't go forward.
Now, there is skill points allowed to do that. You have to give yourself some momentum if you want to go forward. So if you have a...
Got you.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, we about to nuke this guy.
Oh,
man.
That's okay. Running away is perfectly viable. You see you have a friend moving up? Yeah, let him have it. And keep moving. Never stand still.
Oh, I can't jump over that.
You can if you give yourself a little more space. Your teammate's fighting, though. He's got your back. Remember, you can always press R in order to see what a mech is.
Oh, that's lasers. Okay, got it.
Yep. You want to fire all of them all the time. So yeah, go fight that guy. Go up to that guy. Yeah, get close. Press R again. There you go. Now you can see what he's weak. He's weak CT. So try to drill that CT. Back is always good. Look at that. Look at that damage you're doing. Keep at it. Keep hitting that back. Hey, you killed him. Good job.
Hey, bro's cooked.
Yeah, you saved your stalker.
And we're flying over.
Now you see.
Oh, he tried to snipe me out of there.
Yeah, he did. Oh, teammates being attacked by a lot of enemies over there. Now, you never want to take a fair fight, or especially an unfair fight. You see a lot of guys there, run away. You got mobility. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, you want to say like that or on that distance to be like doing most damage.
Ooh. Oh
Keep
man,
moving.
bro.
Just keep moving. That's all you got to do. If you think they have bad aim, they probably do. Or if you have bad aim, they have bad aim too. And there's nothing
Oh,
wrong
I'm
with just
cooked. I'm
getting out of
cooked. I'm
there.
cooked.
Ah, that was pretty good though. You took out an assault mech. So for comparison, you are a 25-ton mech. Not the lowest amount of tonnage that can exist in the game, but pretty close. Then that assault mech, that's a 100-ton mech. So that mech can have the biggest weapons in the game, and you managed to kill it.
Oh man, I nuked him.
Yeah.
Dang.
I mean,
Oh,
your
so now I
teammate-
have to spectate.
Yeah, so you could quit out and just try to play a different mech. You could watch the rest of the game to kind of see what people are doing. And sometimes this is what I like to do when I die. I look to see what other people are running or what they're doing, and try to see if like, oh, that's a kind of a cool build. Maybe I run that. So that guy has.
Is this on the bottom right? Their build?
Yep, that's all their weapons.
Oh man, just got folded like an onion.
And if you look at the bottom left, it shows their armor, like for the guy that's running right now. You have the same thing on your screen. What you're seeing, wow, there's a lot of pixels going on right now.
Yeah. Oh, that looks like one of those chicken walkers from Robotech. You know what I'm talking about?
You'll see a lot of mechs that are
Oh,
similar
this
to
guy's
Robotech.
overheated.
Yep. There is a way to stop that. This guy's just pushing the heat, though.
There's a stalker right over this hill.
That's close. It's 98. That's the guy right in front of him. Has no weapons. You see how all the lasers are red in the top right?
Dude, this guy's a gamer.
Hey, you got an assist for that. Apparently you shot that guy at one point.
Yeah. That's probably one of the guys that was nuking.
Yeah, yeah.
GG.
Hey, congratulations. That was apparently your first match. Or maybe it was your first
No,
victory.
no, 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 no.
Hey, thank you, Scrappy. Appreciate you, homie. Someone played the Final Fantasy music for you. And so if you want...
Oh, really?
This is the screen, to kind of describe it real quick. So the left side of the screen tells you how much money you just earned for that match. You get a lot more money, as you can see, from winning the match, 74,000.
Big ball.
You get good amount of money for destroying components, for doing damage, all sorts of stuff. And then the middle screen tells you about what damage you did, how much damage you've done, how much damage taken, kills, kill assist. Most late mechs, especially starting off, are going to be expected to make around 200 to maybe at most 600 until you get more and more familiar. And the bottom of that says pilot skill rating, and it shows an equal sign, means that you didn't do well enough to get an up arrow, which helps you tier up, but you didn't do bad enough to get a down arrow. You did okay.
Okay, so I did on par with.
If you want to see, go to team stats real quick, and then we'll go to logs at a match. It's probably going to disappear. Yeah. Anyway, so.
Oh. That was pretty badass. I ain't
And
gonna
there
lie.
you go. Because of you doing that, you just got a bunch of stuff. You know, like a lot of the free-to-play games. So you got a bunch of C
Yeah.
bills. You get some premium time, which gives you more C bills for playing games.
Ooh, light assist, 500 C.
The beginnings.
Oh, now I'm balling.
Yeah.
What we got? Like 6 mil?
Yeah, you should
You're
have
rolling
a
in
little
it.
bit over in it.